understand if the staff didn't work hard to implement them, but I don't think any of that would have happened if it weren't for you and your group acting as a catalyst. And I think because of the fortitude and the persistence that you showed, you kind of got us in gear. So I want to thank you for that, and I think it all started with you guys, and I just think that you should be appreciated for that.
And keep up the good work, Dr. Spear.
Hold on. I think Mayor French.
So my thanks as well. I think it was the hangover of my election. I was just waking up on the following Wednesday, and Christina sends me an email, well, congratulations on being mayor, let's get right to work. And I was asked to be on that task force. A couple of things. One of the things I've learned as being mayor is to set policy, you have to have your staff make recommendations, the public make recommendations, and then on top of that, you create policy. And that's really what we did. And we didn't make every decision necessarily exactly right, but we made enough progress that the residents are, in fact, going to come back. And it's funny how you look at our agenda. We talk about $3.2 million project, looking for grants. We just did the $1.4 million on the roof. And then we turn around and say, well, 90% of the people that use the facilities are non-residents. So our goal is to bring the residents back. I think the staff did a tremendous job at creating a safer environment. The duck pond looks great. The beach looks great. The staff did a great job directing traffic. So I think everybody worked together for a great common cause. And let's take a step back and evaluate, because one of the things that I see is that we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't take a fresh look and say, what things can we do better? I agree with Mayor Feinstein. There may be some things in a modular approach that the City of Rye should look at taking on. It's part of our footprint. We've got the scale already. We've got staff in place already to do some of these responsibilities, but maybe not. There are pros and cons to everything, but we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't at least take a look. So I think we should open the door and take a look, and if there is a better way to do it through an IMA, maybe we should. But I think it all starts with people, the public asking the right questions, the staff working alongside, and then we can set policy along the way. So I think we're in a much better place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, sorry, I'd just like to make some comments as well if I could. There's no doubt in my mind if all levels of government were held to account the way this level of government was by the task force, we would have a much better government. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the hard work you put into this. It was all well-intentioned. It was only for the better of the park. I think there were times when you were criticized, I think unfairly, and I don't think any commission member up here would have approved the changes if they didn't feel it was for the best for the overall community. So I want to thank you for all your hard work, and it really proved a success. I also want to thank the staff. I think the staff was put in a very unenviable position, very difficult position, under initially a lot of stress, and I think, in fact, I think at one meeting, Mayor French, you were surprised that some of the staff didn't take a swing at yours truly.
You mean at Fred's office?
Fred's office. And I think I want to also really congratulate the staff for having worked very, very hard under very difficult circumstances to improve things. And then finally, just echo the thoughts that this is our third summer. I think we've made improvements every summer, but we're fully aware that there's still a lot that needs to be done. I want to thank you for your recommendations. I don't want the task force to disappear. I'd very much like for us to continue to collaborate with you. Do we have formal commission members working with the task force at this point? Do we have?
I think it was Dennis.
And yourself?
Dennis.
Okay. So,
as well as some staff.
Wonderful. So we'd like to continue with that. And again, all commission members that have time available are certainly invited to work on taking it forward. And I'm really looking forward to next summer, and we won't wait till next summer to make the changes, but to put forward those recommendations. And finally, I love the park, and I actually go down there and use it from time to time. And, we've got some very, very nice comments from the lifeguards where, families are saying, wow, this is the first time in a number of years we felt like we can go back to the park, and we need to take back that park. And I know the staff is fully committed to it, the task force and this commission is, and we really got to get that 90% number down. And I think, if you have a chance, go there towards the end of the summer, and between now and next year, I'm very confident that we need to come up with measures to incent residents to use the park more fully and take back our park. And it's a wonderful family park. It's a wonderful facility. It's Rytown Park, Rye City Country Club, and really much of a family venue, which is great for our community. So I want to thank you for making a better situation, and I thank the staff.
Thank you.
Well, Joe, it's not fair the lifeguards know who you are because they hang your portrait in the lifeguard.
Okay. Terrific. Now if we could have the staff give us their report, please.
I just would like to add to some of the rhetoric here. In every successful endeavor, it takes cooperation on all levels. When we first started the year, there were some pressures put on us that were very strong. I just would like to commend my staff for being able to rise to the occasion of many changes that took place very, very fast. And yeah, we're all in this together because, believe it or not, the staff enjoys the park and the people that use the park, and the level of service did go up dramatically this year. Not that it was down last year, but a whole new attitude took place. So we commend the task force for helping us pull together a better situation for serving the public down the beach. And yes, there's still improvements to be made. I've been banging my head against the wall to get those parking guys in place. And there's a couple of glitches along the way, but overall we feel that we pretty much hit 90% of our goals, and the other 10% we'll grab next year. As far as revenues go, the overall revenues for 2010 were $856,173 versus $792,498 for 09. Parking was up 345 to 290 from 09. Beach revenues were up $450,000 versus $434 for 09.
Could you clarify, these are not the numbers that people have in their hands.
Right.
Okay.
No, these are up to, they're accurate to September 19th. Those numbers are prior, just through August.
But also, I think I asked Sam the last time, there's a discrepancy because of sales tax and one is netted out. So just because Sam brought that to my attention when I asked, and
Yeah.
so that even those numbers, there's a different correlation.
I think
There was also a reimbursement to
Seaside
Johnny
Chinese.
for about $6,000 or $7,000, so that brought the parking number down later in the year. I wasn't accruing as we were going along. So
Right.
when I paid it, it reduced the number in August. When I paid, but the sales
Good to
tax
know.
was accrued. as
Oh,
we
it was,
went along.
okay.
all right. We'll
Thanks.
just why don't we just
These are strictly revenue.
yeah, but I apologize, Mr. Jeffrey. Why don't we just stay with the numbers that we have in front of us, if you don't mind? I just want to, maybe we can. So right now, Mr. Jeffrey and Mr. Trenzi, as I see it, through August 31st, we're ahead by $25,708. Is that right?
On the revenue,
No, the net expenditure. Well, actually,
No, you column over.
what number?
my revenue.
Oh, 2010. Sorry. So we're last year at this time, as of August 31st, we were $25,000 in the money, and this year, according to these numbers, we're $142,000 in the money. Is that correct?
Yes.
As of August 31st.
That's correct.
All right. Now, we've sent emails to this effect, and I want everybody at home to know, I think all the staff knows, I really want us to be, even if it's $1 in the black this year. What's our expectation, and how are we managing these last several months to make that happen? I'd ask that we have the one-off expense items ready for us tonight that are going to occur between now and year end. Do we know what they are?
We don't have all of it, but we did take a look at last year, September through December.
Okay.
Okay, and to give you an example, revenue we're pretty good on. Revenue, we expect that we're going to see about $50,000
Additional.
plus or minus additional revenue for the month of September.
Okay.
So we're figuring we're going to come in around $960 in revenue.
Okay.
However, when you look at the rest of the expenses, we're looking at roughly about $185,000 will be added to the $765.
So it's going to be nip and tuck.
It will be very close. I mean, depending on how I do the math, we're either plus 22,000 or minus 28,000 for the year. Now, a lot of that, by the way, those numbers relate to your $50,000 capital.
Is the capital included in the $185,000?
No, the capital is not included.
So
that's
it's not
why if you put the $50,000 in, you're going to wind up losing $30,000 or $40,000. If you adjust and play with your capital, you can come in the black.
Well, that was the first time we'd put that item in the budget, right?
This is the very first year that this has appeared.
So that was a goal. Okay.
All right. Now, we are watching it very carefully. We've already shrunk our staff down to skeletal type remains. We have our last weekend, and we will be staffed for the weekend. That means we'll have lifeguards, we'll have security guards, we'll have a full complement of people for this coming weekend. We have the triathlon will be there.
Not quite a full complement.
Well, not quite a full, but the triathlon is going on. That we will have a very, very busy weekend in the park for the end of the summer. All right, but this will be the close as of 9/27, which is Monday. We will be down to a very stripped-down staff. We'll have only 4 people left in terms of groundskeepers who are going to be closing up all the various pieces. There will be no lifeguards left. And security will now be on a somewhat reduced schedule. The next drop in labor comes after Halloween. We try to keep things going because the weather has a tendency to be pretty good. But after Halloween, we will see another strip-off of a couple of groundskeepers and a couple of security people. Once the leaves are finished, by December 1, you will be down to your absolute minimum. We'll be running various security shifts on an ad hoc type of basis, but essentially we will be closed for the season as of December 1.
Okay, please.
So, Bishop, if I can ask, I was just joking with Mayor Feinstein, and actually, in all seriousness, I want to raise the issue of this grant writer that we just are going to pay another $7,000 to, on top of the $5,000 that we already paid to her a couple months ago. Is there any way to... I mean, I was a little bit reluctant to vote for it. I did vote for it, but now that we voted for it, is there any way to put that off until our fiscal year is closed out?
Certainly there are ways to do that. I would take that under advisement. We can certainly stretch out the payment. Remember that it's going to take her it will take her a couple of months to assemble the grant package and make it compliant. So, in terms of paying her, I don't think we have a problem.
Because especially if the...
if we're that
Sam,
close.
maybe you can
If she gives us
comment
her
on this.
invoice on January 1st, we can book it in next year.
Right, especially since if we ever get the money, it's not going to come until next year anyway.
I could show it as theoretically show it as a prepaid expense until such time as the grant has either been awarded, then I can take it off the grant. And if it's not awarded, I can charge it off in the year that we didn't get the grant.
Well, Mr. Nowadik, why don't you work with Susan and see what we can do on that front? Please.
I was just doing a quick calculation. If we add $185,000 of expenses to the $765, then basically 20% of the total expenses are from September to the close of the year, the way I've done a quick math. Is that comparable to what we've done in the past? Are those percentages comparable, that 20% of the overall expenses come from September till the end of the year? I just want to see whether or not, I'm just trying to say...
Well, it's really mid-August if you want to look at it. Remember, we have a time lag on our payroll, so all of our hourly employees are 2 weeks behind.
I'm just trying to understand...
So to give you a better perspective, okay, we were $25,000 ahead last year at this time. What did we end up losing last year, Frank? I don't remember.
105.
So we took $130,000 deficit last year,
right,
which is basically, Bishop says we're going to bring in about $50,000 and we're going to spend $185,000. So that's normal.
Okay.
It's not a big
about the same
variance from any of the